Welcome to the first episode of Press Conference. Today we're with Laksh. How are you doing?
How are you?
Good. How are your preparations going? As many people might not know, most likely they will. He's playing in the U19 probables camp out of the 26, and they're going to pick 14 from them. Hopefully, Laksh is one of them.
So preparations have been going good. I mean, preparations have not stopped since my preparations for the zonal trials. So that it's been going on. Whatever routine I'm still in that routine, and I'm basically just preparing whatever I need to do in order for me to do my best in California in the next few days. So nothing's really changed. It's my routine now. I don't add any more practice. I don't take anything out. Whatever it is, I've been doing it for a while. We'll just see how it goes.
And a question for me that sometimes there's rain and other things that we can't control. How would you train despite those?
So we can't control rain, and as a fast bowler, indoor sessions are not the most effective in my practice. So the best thing I would do is there's certain fast bowling drills that you would do indoors or in an indoor gym, or you would work on your strength and conditioning, which you can also do in the gym. Another thing I've been utilizing is going to the pool and swimming, so which can help me to condition myself even in the rain.
And I don't know, now moving on, so most people may or may not know, Laksh was one of the first members of KDU Cricket in 2013 when it started. And I have a few pictures from that day that I would like to show everyone. So, 2013, Ricardo Powell came here. He was at the time one of the biggest things in West Indies because he was still playing at the time. He was scoring runs and one of the most influential people there. And that was Laksh right there. Most people might not recognize him and won't know this, but he was probably what, 9 at the time? Is that right? 11? And then 2016, he started playing leather ball. This was Laksh here. Again, doesn't look the same as he is now, 5 years ago. And I think this was after he got best ball in one of our games, or he was at man of the match. And then that's him, once again, probably around age 13 now. And as you can see, he's a lot younger than he was now. And also not the same, not as fit as he probably knows himself. And in 2019, you made the 26. How was that? Like, because you were probably
It
one of the
was
youngest ones in the camp.
a surreal experience. I mean, going into the trials in Lauderdale, I didn't have much pressure on me, and I was just there to perform whatever I had. I was told before that my swing was one of the biggest things that would help me in that trials, and I used it to my full capacity. I did whatever I can to exploit the ball and moving the ball as well, and I ended up taking 7 wickets in 4 games and helped me get into the squad of 26.
And that was Laksh, not the greatest picture. That was what he looked like when he was in the 26 in 2019. Now it's him, as we obviously see here. But so basically, um, I would not think that you're fully prepared. But like when you went into the last trial, how did you prepare differently for this one versus that one?
I'm focused more on managing my bowling loads, and I focused a lot more on strength work instead of I've been hitting the gym way more because more power is needed in my bowling. Last time I was focusing a lot more on just bowling in the right areas. This time I've been able to continue to bowl in the like spot bowling and all that, but I've also been using other aspects such as strength and conditioning that can help me elevate my game to the next level.
Obviously, you're playing probably against some of the best talent in the U.S., as we can see here. So you must have bowled to some of them, but who's probably the best batsman who you bowled to?
In
You
that
see, yeah, in that tournament.
I think the best batsman I bowled to in that tournament was the Mid Atlantic's best player, Sai. So in the finals, I thought I had the most trouble. I struggled a little bit bowling against him, but overall, that was the one player that probably gave me the most run for my money.
And now I'll ask you, I know you haven't seen many kids, but if you were to say one player, one left arm seamer that you see that's probably in youth cricket, like U13 and below, who would you say that you think is the best right now,
Um,
if you had one?
I can't think of any left-arm pacers in
That's
that
fine, no worries.
younger.
And then um, one more thing I want to ask you. I know that you've been working a little bit more on your batting recently, but also there's two other left arm seamers. So what would you say would be like if you had to give one thing that you would say you're better than them at, what would you like? What would be your reason?
Consistency. Am I able to hit the spots? My line and lengths way more accurate than the other pacers in the bunch.
And I know you started playing for HICC in HCL. So how is that like? How does the team culture? Because when you first originally got there, you're probably like quite young. I don't know the exact age, but how was that experience?
So my relationship with HSCC really grew in the past 3 years. Started off just as a kid in that team with a bunch of adults. Wasn't used to the situation, the environment there, but slowly, I started being part of the family. They started treating me like family, and they've been supporting me since the 2019 when I joined the HICC. So they've been through all of it. They've been supporting me. They've been teaching me little things throughout the games, and they've been there for practices, the little tips that I needed. Everyone there is well wishers of me, so I'm really happy that I'm part of this club.
And, you also played. You've played multiple HPLs as well. So how was that?
Oh, HPL is a surreal experience. I mean, I think the best one I've had was 2019, where I was able to play with Rizwan Chima and Rayan Pathan, and we lost in the finals to Milind Kumar of the Prime Gladiator. So I was able to learn a lot from Chima Bhai and Rayan Bhai, and I still have contact with them, which is like a good thing that I'm happy about, that I can still like connect with these players 3 years after, and I still feel like the same relationship that I've built throughout them with those big players.
Mm, I know that you're very close with the probably the most influential person in HSCC would be Coach Kuldeep. So how is your relationship with him, and how has it been getting to know him?
Uh, he's one of those people that like once you get to know him, then like all the doors are open for you for like the endless possibilities of learning the game about cricket. Yeah, his knowledge of cricket is tremendous. From the little things, the preparation. As he was a selector for US a couple of years ago, and he's played for US himself. You can see that the amount of knowledge that he has for the game. So because of that, like I've learned, my game has transcended. The little things, the maturity I've developed throughout the game, for the game, has been mostly a credit to him.
And obviously, we saw those pictures from when you were just starting. So what would you say is the biggest difference between what you did maybe 5 years ago versus now? Like how you trained and all the sort.
I mean, obviously, I'm going harder than ever at it, putting way more hours in the week for it, being way more serious about my success as a cricketer, and as well as from eating right, having a nutritionist, having a gym trainer, having a coaches, all these little things that can help me be the best player I can.
Mhm. And now, I've told Laksh about this, but I'm going to ask him 15 questions about cricket, and hopefully you can give me the most honest answer. Who would you say is your biggest cricketing idol?
Sachin Tendulkar.
And then this is one of those: no gym for a whole week or no phone for a whole week.
Uh, as of now, I really need my gym, so I'll do no phone for a week. I can survive.
Mm-hmm. And then who's the best player you've bowled to? Not necessarily only in youth, but maybe even in like HPL and all that stuff.
I would say like there's a tie between three people in a game. I would say Orlando Baker, who's captained the USA for a while, Janisar Khan, and Milind Kumar, who's played for RCB.
Mm-hmm. And who's one player out of anyone in the world who you want to bowl?
Who I want to bowl to, obviously Virat
Yeah.
Kohli, who I feel is the best batsman in the world right now.
And then who do you think, following on, who's the best fielder in the world at the moment?
Ravindra Jadeja. I think that's a by far kind of player. Like he's the best by far.
And I don't have this on there, but then also who is the best all rounder? Not just like you can throw out any name. It doesn't have to be Jadeja.
I would say Ben Stokes.
And then what's the best game match that you've been part of?
To be honest, I'll mention two games. One that I was part of in one of my first few games I've ever played in tapeball. When I just started playing cricket, I defended 3 runs off the last over, which I thought was surreal. It was a crazy experience. And another thing would be when I took 3 wickets in Fort Lauderdale in a selection game, which I thought was one of my best performances.
What is one international stadium that you want to play at, like your dream,
Lords.
obviously?
Yep.
What about other than Lords? Is there anything other comes to mind?
Yeah, I would probably not want to play in Wankhede or any in. I'd probably play in Eden Gardens. It's the biggest Indian stadium, so I'd probably take the take the safe way out there.
And this is another one: win the ODI World Cup or win a World Test Championship.
As of now, I would say the World Cup. We don't know the true value of a World Test Championship yet because it's the
Mhm.
first one maybe coming up. But I would say the World Cup 100% for right now.
Century at Lords or 5 wicket haul?
5 wicket haul on Lords. Both make the honors board, so I'll take the 5 wicket haul because that's my trait.
One match from history that you want to be a part of, if
I'll be
anyone.
recent. The test series victory in against Australia in this past
I would have picked the same thing. One batsman who you like never want to bowl at against, if you have one.
Chris Gale.
I don't think anyone wants to bowl him at the moment. Who's your favorite left arm seamer in world cricket?
This is an easy one. Trent Bolt.
Favorite IPL team?
Mumbai Indians.
And then who do you think is going to win the World Test Championship final?
I'll go with India.
This is one of those other ones. What is one thing you tell yourself from 5 years ago?
Keep working hard, and the results will come.
Mhm. And a big cliche, but what is one thing that you tell any youngster that is watching you and learning?
Trust the process.
That's the end of the 15 questions. I know that you're busy preparing for everything, so I'll let you go. But good luck for everything. Hopefully it goes well and we'll see you in the US jersey soon.
Thank you for having me.
Bye bye.